Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Game of Trades and this is going to be a technical analysis of natural gas futures. This is a more of a trade recap on a trade that we had last week, so I'm going to talk about that and obviously my outlook for natural gas in the near future. So make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And now let's get right into it. So this is a daily chart of natural gas, and as I mentioned last week, we had this downtrend line mainly on the hourly chart. It's more visible on the hourly chart, but we do have this minor downtrend line and this bigger downtrend line on the daily chart. For the trade setup, I mainly focused on this downtrend line, on this minor downtrend line. I mentioned the fact that we were oversold on the hourly, we had some divergence on the hourly, and potential rally was coming in natural gas, and that's exactly what we had from the break of trend line to where we are now. It's around a 7% profit. So, I wanted to mention that in this video. I am closing out my trade setup on natural gas. I'm closing it out because I think that the risk reward ratio is just no longer favorable to the long side, and that's what I'll often do. I'll close trades a little bit sooner than expected, just because I don't favor the long side anymore, and I think after such a big green candle, I think we've grasped as much profit as we could in a short amount of time. So for those of you that were following my trade on natural gas, I just wanted to let you know that I'm closing my longs, at least for this trade. I'm closing my longs on natural gas. I am obviously still long-term long on natural gas, considering all this divergence on the MACD and how low of a price we have. But obviously, that's a longer term outlook, and I do not trade UGAZ for my longer term outlook on natural gas. I trade with actual ETFs that follow it more precisely without decay. But this setup, I used UGAZ, and I got a nice 21% profit off of it. So not too bad at all for a nice 4 or 5 day run. I'll take those kind of profits any day, to be honest. So for the trade setup, that's about it. We had a few green days, and now that I got that out of the way, I'm gonna focus more on what's coming in the future. So as I mentioned, we have this downtrend line. We have two downtrend lines. We had this minor downtrend line on the hourly and this bigger downtrend line on the daily chart. You can see here we have three reactions here, and we're approaching this downtrend line. That's why I wanted to close the trade, because we're approaching resistance. We're already at resistance here. You can see this 2.46 level is resistance. We're stalling at it, and we have this downtrend line here right above us, right above the price right now. So the risk reward ratio again is not very favorable. To the upside, we may have maybe a couple percentage point left to the upside, but a lot of downside left potentially, and that is considering the fact that we are in a heavy downtrend, and making long trade setups like we did is a risky thing to do. It is risky, and I mentioned that in my video. I said, take it for what it is. This is a short-term trade setup, but always remember that this is the trend. We are trending below the zero line on the MACD, and making long trends is kind of risky. So that is why I'm closing the trade early, and being quite safe with it because the worst thing you want to do with any commodity, any stock, is go against the trend. Many traders trade solely based on trend, so trading against trend is not necessarily the best thing to do. So I'm very glad we managed to get some nice profit. Let's close it out and see what happens when we get to this downtrend line. And that's what I wanted to cover today. What is going to happen when we hit this downtrend line? Now, one of two things can happen. Either we can reverse off of this daily downtrend line, or we'll break above and then we'll potentially rally a little bit higher. So if we start breaking above, you'd want to see a big impulsive candle that crosses both the downtrend line and the 2.5 level, which is an extremely significant level. This 2.5 level on natural gas has been support for the past 2.5 years, as I've said many times on this channel. So this is one level that you want to keep an eye on. If we start breaking above these two, it would definitely indicate some more bullish long-term outlook. Either this is just a classic backtest of the 2.5 level, and then we're just going to reverse back down and continue the downtrend that we have had for the past few months, or we'll see a nice breakout. So in each scenario, it's important to know how we're going to trade it. We start breaking out to the upside. I am going to get ready to buy into natural gas. So an impulsive break above this level would definitely open up some opportunities to the long side. It would definitely, it would probably hit the 2.6 level around here, maybe here a little bit higher. Would hit that, maybe then backtest either the level or the downtrend line, and then we could continue on higher and use the backtest as a potential buying opportunity. But definitely, if you start seeing an impulsive break, it's nothing but bullish. So taking a small position in natural gas at this level is not an entirely bad idea. And then we could definitely see some more upside all the way to the 2.9 level. And that is just considering that natural gas is at an extremely low price right now, and even at 2.5, it's at a low price. Again, even with the cyclical changes in the seasonal changes in natural gas across a year, for the past 3 years, it has remained above this level every single year, despite changes in seasonality. So no matter how you look at this is a low price for natural gas. So could it rally all the way to 2.9 after this break of trend line? Well, definitely, it definitely could. Now, this is obviously going to happen at one point. Is it going to happen now? Well, perhaps not. I, as I always say, and I said, I said, I'm going to say it again in this video. You cannot fight the trend. So the MACD is clearly trending below the zero line. We are in a downtrend. So until we see some pretty big buy signals, I'm going to remain bearish. I'm going to remain short on natural gas. Obviously, I'm going to continue adding positions as I think the price is pretty low, but I'm not going to fight the trend. I'm not going to buy huge amounts of UGAZ just because I think it may potentially break the trend line. No, I think the odds are, the probability is that in technical analysis, when you have a downtrend line, well, the fact of the matter is that it's likely to reverse off of this downtrend line, and no matter what happens, I'm gonna wait it out, wait to see what happens, and um, if we do reverse, potentially we'll have a nice shorting opportunity. We'll see, and when we get down here, we'll potentially have extra additional MACD divergence, additional RSI divergence, and we'll be able to then uh, take a natural gas up higher. So these are my two outlooks. These are my two potential scenarios for natural gas. Either we break it now and head on higher, break out, backtest, and go up, or we reverse off of this downtrend line and put in some more divergence and then head on higher. Um, so that's about all I wanted to say on natural gas. Conclusion is right now I'm waiting it out, observing how it behaves, and I'll make sure to keep you guys up to date on this. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy the video. Good luck on your trading, and see you next time.